Nasty Labs.
Welcome to the Nasty Labs podcast, legally the best podcast. We're part of the Tokyo Beat Network, and we're the podcast from game studio Chuhai Labs. We talk about games, game dev, Japan, and whatever else comes up. So as always, we're your hosts, Kinsey and Mark. So open yourself up a Chuhai, and let's
go. Kinsey Bork. How the hell?
Why is the word Bork so funny?
Kinsey, it's great to see you. How are you today?
I am doing fantastic. The rainy season has started in Kyoto, and it is raining like fuck.
Like, I bet you practiced that one. I bet you were thinking like fuck is pretty funny. Yeah, it is raining. Flights are being canceled and trains are canceled. Blah, blah, blah. What are you up to these days?
Well, here at the studio,
Yes.
we started a new thing,
Oh, no.
and it's kind of the best thing
Okay.
because it involves parties and Fridays
And Fridays.
and Fast and the Furious.
Good point. What is this? These are all things that I'm a big fan of. What's going on here, Kinsey?
So we started a weekly party series basically for like the Kyoto game dev community,
Yes.
coming together, hanging out,
Yes.
being friends,
Yes.
and being Fast and the Fridays.
Fast in the Fridays. Yeah, that's right. We started this. We're on the third week now. We've already had a bunch of people
Tokyo
come.
Drift.
Yeah, we're on Kyoto
Drift.
We're on the third episode with a lot more to go. So far, it's been really fun. We've had people from Osaka, as far as Osaka come. I'm sure it'll start to grow. I'm pretty jazzed about it. I think like right now it's just a drink 'em up BYOB thing. But I like we were talking about this before the show. Like I really want this to be like a community thing where eventually maybe somebody comes and shows their game, or maybe maybe we do a video game competition of some sort. Whatever the fuck, it's our event, so we can do whatever we want anyway.
Right.
But it has been awesome to get to see faces again. I think
Yeah, I think parties have had a slow start coming back.
Oh, for sure they
Yeah.
have. No, so the West, and they've been normal for a minute,
Yeah.
but for over here in Japan, it's still a little not clamped down, but things are finally opening. And
I think it was May 1st is when the official mask
mandate was
was like pulled up. Like
Yeah.
like you no longer have to, but still recommended on public transport.
right. And it's been a little bit of a slow start. It is getting a hell of a lot better.
Oh, definitely.
You will see. I feel like it's 30% no mask at this point.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, compared to 0%. Like hell yeah. Like
Yeah.
I feel really comfortable now, and it's so great to be out riding my bike and
Right, and seeing people again, and
my
going
gosh.
to parties again.
And that's why
It's
Fast
so
and the
amazing.
Fridays exists. Kinsey, why did we name it Fast and the Fridays?
Family.
That's right. We didn't set that up, by the way. That was good. I'm glad you picked up on that.
Because we're just a bit,
Yeah, like the Kyoto Kansai thing. Like there used to be a lot of fucking parties here. There used to be a lot of shit going on, and now there's nothing. So, man, you're right. Family, hell yeah.
Family.
Yeah. Also, I saw that movie Fast X, and I just want to say,
Wait, hold up. What was it called in Japan?
Fire Boost. Fire Boost. Yeah, whatever the fuck. What a. So I'm a huge fan of the series, and what a turd it was. But I can safely say that we named Fast and the Fridays before I saw this movie. I don't know if I would have, even though I love Vin Diesel with literally all my heart.
And at least, using this naming convention, we can have at least 10 parties.
Yeah, and there's the side stories, which, and then eventually we can name the party after something else. Who cares? Some other long-winded series that doesn't matter. Like we just change the word, put the word Friday on there. And I think that we shouldn't ever it shouldn't be like Friday the 13th or whatever. Like that's too easy.
What if it's on a Friday the 13th?
Then it needs to be Friday the 12th.
All right.
Like whatever, or Friday. Whatever. I got nothing. All right. I literally got nothing. I just mean we can't use the word
Friday the 13th.
There it is. That I accept. All right. She nailed it.
It's really hard to say though.
Yeah. So what are you up to? Are you up to anything these days?
Mostly what I've been up to
Uh-huh.
is going to be talked about in the What Up section.
Oh, how dare
Because
you.
all I've been doing with my life lately is playing Zelda.
Okay, well, you did go see world famous Kyoto band Otoboke Beaver last weekend.
I did. They did a free show over at Kyoto Muse as a part of this like larger festival with a bunch of free shows that was crowdfunded, and that's really cool. I haven't had a chance to see like a ton of music while I've been here, some. And like punk is my favorite genre, and I don't know that much about the scene here, so it was really cool to go see Otoboke Beaver because they put on a hell of a show.
Yeah, and for people that don't know, they are a world famous band. They're four ladies, and they dress in like 1960s cocktail dresses, and it's a mix of 1960s girl pop, Japanese girl pop, and hardcore, and so it's very loud, very fast, and but
Very fun.
yeah, and live it is incredible. That's why they sell out every fucking place they go. It's not music I want to put on a daily basis. However, live, you better believe it's a good ass show.
It was way fun. I'm
yeah.
so glad that I went because I almost didn't.
What would you have done anyway? Play a game? Yeah. See,
Play
it was
Zelda.
it was a good call. It was a very good call. Well, that sounds like you're doing all right.
Yeah. What's new? What's new with you? What's new in Markland?
Man, ain't shit new with me. No, I'm also I don't know.
And we have a great show lined up for you. As always, we'll start out with What Up, which is what we're playing, and then we'll slide right into the main topic. Then you can gobble up some news.
Yes.
Oh, I don't like that.
No.
And then we'll answer your questions from Discord.
You could. Also, I was making paella. That's what I've been doing.
Oh, that's
okay,
really cool.
See ya. Today's show is brought to you by EPOS Gaming Audio with a comprehensive lineup of wired, I was about to say weird, and wireless headsets, gaming amplifiers, microphones, and webcams for those naughty bits. EPOS has everything you need to experience the power of audio.
Like their H6 Pro lineup, which features two versions,
One,
an
two.
open or a closed headset. The closed headset allows you to tap into the exponentially detailed audio
shit.
and seals out the ambient noise, while the open version delivers a natural, high-fidelity audio with an incredible soundstage.
I like that you said exponential, and you didn't mean that. Both headsets include a magnetic detachable microphone. You can take it off. It's kind of actually
It's
the
kinda
shit.
great, yeah.
And a sleek design that has no wild RG. Okay, it doesn't. No RGB bullshit. It's not bright. That's a good thing. I don't like that. That's dorky
It's
as hell.
just as good design.
Just good design. Listeners can save by visiting www.eposaudio.com/gaming and entering the code EPOSFriend15 EPOSFriend15 at checkout.
Get those headphones because they're amazing.
Exponentially.
And now it's time for What Up, where we talk about what we're playing.
What we're playing. Kinsey Burke, what are you playing?
It's like no
I don't
surprise.
care. Just fucking what Zelda game are you playing right now?
So I know that I do try to
So-
play
so-
a different game
Uh-huh.
to talk about every episode.
Correct.
But you see,
Okay.
this game came out called Zelda Tears of the Kingdom.
Never heard of it.
And I can't stop playing it. I'm probably 80 hours in now. And like, I absolutely love it.
Go on.
I've done all 4 of the temples.
Yeah.
And now I'm trying to fully accessorize Link in all the fun outfits and finding all the caves and all the shirts and all the pants, and he's going to look so cool. And it's basically eaten up all of my time,
Your life.
my life.
Yeah.
So last night,
Yes.
for example, I told my husband, we're going out for dinner tonight.
And he said, "Here's the divorce papers." like
And he
lady,
was-
what's over?
He was just like, okay, like any particular reason? And I was like, so I don't play Zelda tonight.
So I don't have to change your diaper.
Like-
Come on.
Just to, maybe take a night off.
Okay.
We did go get sushi. That was pretty good.
Oh, that's good.
But the whole time we talked about Zelda. Like, what are you working on? Like, as though it's like your job. It was kind of awesome. I'm loving it so much. And like, I'm not like a builder. I know we talked about this a little bit in the last show, but like the longer and longer this has been out, like more and more videos are popping up on the internet of someone making some incredible car, incredible plane. incredible man with a
giant dong that
giant
shoots
thing.
just fluid, lots and lots of fluid.
Oh, did you see that?
Yeah. It's disgusting. It's pretty funny. Like,
Yeah. But anyways, those people are good at building shit, you know?
neat.
And when I put stuff together, I'm
Uh-huh.
like, this board has wheels. And it's really sad. But
Okay.
I'm having a blast. I'm having so much fun. I love exploring the world. I'm trying to find like every cave and everything. And it's just been
Yes.
such a blast. I'm just like an exploration monster.
For those that don't know, Tears of the Kingdom is a game for the Nintendo Switch starring Link.
Starring
from,
Link.
from the city of Hyrule.
I imagine, like, when you say starring Link, that it's like one of those 90s intros, like, everywhere you look. And he, like, turns around and he's like, ching. And it's starring Link.
Yeah. But he would have to be doing something. He wouldn't just be turning around. He'd be like washing his car, and like,
Yeah.
like somebody would throw a sponge on his face, and he'd be like, "Oh, you kids!"
He's
sort
like
of.
throwing something in the cook pot and it makes dubious food. And then he goes, "Rrr," and then it freezes on him and it's starring Link.
starring Link as Link.
Yeah.
Gosh, yeah. So you're enjoying the game, and I want the listeners to be aware of this. You've told me you will beat this game.
Probably.
No. Kinsey Burke, will you beat this game?
I mean, I think I'll at least play it for like 100 more hours. Whether that involves actually going to the castle and beating Ganon
You're being really
is
coy about
maybe
this.
a different thing. But
Being
you know what?
Mad coy.
You're
just covering your tracks.
Yes, I will.
Traditionally, you've said I will beat the game, and
then I don't.
Yeah, I mean, there's a lot of games.
There's a lot of games.
There's a lot of games.
And like Star Trek Resurgence just came out, and it didn't get terrible reviews. So I'm like, and I love like Telltale narrative games, and I love Star Trek. And someone was saying that this basically starts off like an episode of TNG, and I was like, I might have to play that. Sorry, Zelda. I mean, we'll see when I get around to it, but I really want to play it. Yeah.
So, so play it. All right. Yeah. So, you're gonna beat Zelda. Maybe we'll see. You definitely will put in another hundo. For sure.
Probably.
For sure. That's there's money on the table on that one. Like nobody would bet against that. Are you playing anything else these days? Have you had a chance to breathe and check out all of these new titles that are popping out right now?
No, and I still I was absolutely loving Horizon,
Right.
but I didn't beat it because Zelda came out. So I'm still planning on going back to that because I want to know what happens in the story. But we'll see.
She wins,
I mean, probably.
or she doesn't.
She always wins.
Yeah, I mean, that would be. There's not a lot of games where you beat the game and you lose.
Yeah, because like there's games
That'd be
where you
cool.
can get like the bad ending.
Yeah, but like, you beat the game and you lose.
I mean, kind of. So okay, the bad ending.
Uh-oh.
I won't spoil anything, but the
Spoil
bad
it.
ending in The Witcher 3
Okay,
is a very bad ending
it's not great.
where you're like, "Ugh, wait, what? Like.
Oh, okay. Well,
It's
that
very
game-
bad.
Oh, okay. I have not played a witching game.
Oh, they're amazing.
I
I played all of them.
I don't like
In the
witches.
Fun fact.
Oh shit.
In the first Witcher game,
Yes.
you collect collectible cards of the different women that you can decide if you would like to sleep with them.
Yes.
So, what was that from that campaign stuff forever ago? A binder full of women? Geralt literally had one.
What are you talking about? There's a binder filled with women. What horrible. That reminds me of when I used to live in Korea. You'd walk down the street and there would be like cards all over, and they would be like for prostitutes.
Oh, yeah, okay.
Everywhere.
I've heard of these. It's
Everywhere.
so weird.
Like thousands and
Like
thousands.
collectible cards?
No, but I would collect them, and I did put them in a binder. Not that I ever called the number on the back, but
It's just one of those things that is so different than, back home that you're like, this is weird. This is wild.
bizarre.
This is bizarre. I'm
Yeah.
going to collect these because it's a thing that's...
Yeah, I did it for a while. I probably still have them. I should. I had never thought about that. What an odd world. Yeah. So you probably beat Zelda. You're not gonna get the bad ending in Witcher 3.
Never do that again.
Okay. As for me,
Yeah, what are you playing?
so I put a pause on Zelda because whatever. Not feeling it super as strongly as everybody else. Not to say it's a bad game, just not. Maybe I'm not in the mood. I am going to come back to it for sure. But I'm playing a game called Warhammer 40,000 Boltgun. And that is a...
Never heard someone say Warhammer 40,000.
Whatever. I said it on purpose. Thank you for catching. So I'm playing Boltgun, and that is a... I've never played a Warhammer game. I used to go to gaming shops and see all the dorks fucking painting stuff. I think that stuff is super rad, but I never played it. I've never played any of the video games. I mean, any of the...
There's a lot of them.
There's a lot, like 90 or something. It's a great license, I guess. But this one is a boomer shooter, and you're a space marine. It's Dune, the video game, if you were the bad guys. Mm-hmm. And I'm a huge boomer shooter fan. Proteus came out last year. It was absolutely fantastic. I think Dusk probably kicked this whole thing off.
Oh yeah.
This game is very much it's a combination of Duke Nukem and. Duke Nukem is probably the best. Duke Nukem, Quake, and modern Doom 2016. So it's hyper gory, but hilariously gory. You pull off. You've got a sword that's a chainsaw sword, and you're just chopping people's heads off, and it's just like everywhere you walk, if there's a dead body, you'll just hear like the guts and stuff. But that's not like why I like it. Of course, I think that stuff's funny, but It's very well assembled, and it feels like the way I thought Duke Nukem felt in the 90s. Mm-hmm. If you play Duke Nukem now, it sucks. It does. Because we've all grown from the control perspective,
right?
And like level layouts, and like everything about it is dated because we've learned. Mm-hmm. And this one is just like every enemy is perfectly placed, so you can combo, and every item levels up in a way that feels like it feels really natural. Mm-hmm. And I'm not a huge fan of like in Doom 2016. There's like you have to like gun juggle where you like first you shoot this and then you shoot that. It's that correct combo or whatever. This is a lot less of that from what I've gathered, and I'm really into that. I'm really into just blasting people.
And I watched you play a little bit of it, and it looked really awesome.
It is super, and it's fun, and like I don't know anything about the lore of Warhammer, and I don't think I will. However, this is the closest I'll get, and I'm really fond of. There's cutscenes in between that feel like Sega CD Snatcher.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, they're not FMV. They're like that one look. I don't know what it's called. Like VGA look. Mm-hmm. They're really tacky, in a good way. And I'm having a lot of fun with this. And so for anybody who likes boomer shooters, anybody that likes, if you haven't played this or Proteus or Dusk, play all of those. Probably play this the first. I'm really into this, and I can't. If I was going to give this a score, it's going to get 8 out of 10, maybe higher.
It has a really cool like aesthetic too, because it has that like retro boomer shooter aesthetic, but it also uses like 3D and 2D and 2.5D in like really interesting ways.
Yeah, the reason I didn't bring that up at first is I don't know how to describe what they're doing, because like an enemy, for example, will be a 2D like any boomer shooter, like where they're always facing you, and it's a sprite. Items will be 3D, like Quake, and the world is 3D. Mm-hmm. So it's this weird blend where it feels like cartoony on top of not cartoony. And the game Proteus did this as well. So like maybe it's the modern way. I'm just a really big fan of it because like you'll kill an enemy who's 2D and the explosion will be very 3D and like almost liquidy flames that feel like they pop out, and they're like they because of the contrast of the flat pixels versus 3D, it almost feels as though it like projects through your screen.
Oh yeah.
Like it's a really good blend that not a lot of games are really probably capable of doing, because I feel like first-person shooters are one of the few genres where that can actually work.
Yeah.
You couldn't do that with Mario.
Yeah, it just looks so cool.
Yeah.
They did a really good job with the graphics. They did,
and the sound design is really fantastic. Everything about it has been really funny and great, and I want to now play with you guys. I want to play the other Warhammer game that's coming out. Warhammer Shooty Race Boy.
Shooty Race Boy. The Speed Freaks.
Speed Freaks. Yeah.
Yeah, like Warhammer has been announcing games left and right, it almost feels like.
Yeah. I wonder what's going on over there. I feel like
Yeah.
maybe their biz dev licensing team is just like they're making a lot of great choices.
Yeah. Yeah.
That the game Speed Freaks is currently on open. It's alpha. So you can play it right now probably. It's kind of a mess.
Yeah. But it's alpha and it's fun and it's cars with guns and
no, but I
orcs
think
and
it will
shit.
be good.
Yeah.
I do think
I
it
think
is
it will
kind of
be.
a mess. But it's again it's the twisted modern take on Twisted Metal a little bit. And I'm a huge Twisted Metal fan. It's a little too control-y, a little too many buttons.
Yeah.
But it is really neat. It's like Mad Max, Twisted Metal, and then Warhammer. It feels more Warcrafty to me.
Yeah.
Like the orcs.
Yeah.
But it with this and Boltgun and whatever else they're doing, like
Yeah,
it
they
does
have
make
that,
me
like,
kind of
Space Marine game coming out or just
Yeah.
came out or something. Yeah, there's a lot on their docket.
Maybe I will get into Warhammer. I don't fucking know. Maybe this is the thing. Maybe I mean, obviously that's their idea. Like, this is how you get people into the bigger franchise. It's kind of smart.
Yeah. In no time, I'll see you painting minis on your lunch break.
Yeah. Well, I mean, our coworker Liam has said he would bring in miniatures, so maybe I will. I don't know. It does sound kind of nice.
Yeah.
Doesn't that sound fun? Like,
Yeah.
sit and eat snacks and paint stuff. That does sound kind of
That
fun.
does sound like fun.
Shit. Maybe we will get into Warhammer.
We about to be big dorks.
Hell yeah.
Hi, this is Mono, the host of Tokyo Game Life, a Tokyo-based video game podcast focusing on Nintendo and gaming culture in Japan's capital. It's your slice of gaming life from Tokyo. Every episode features deep dives into gaming-related places to visit in Tokyo, interviews with fans, developers, and experts, plus detailed thoughts on both retro and new games. Tokyo Game Life, only on the Tokyo Beat Network.
And now it's time for our weekly topic.
Okay.
And this weekly topic
Yes.
is going to be the PlayStation Showcase.
Play showcase. Yeah, dude. Tell us about the play cakes and showcase.
Why did I say that so
I don't know,
weird?
and it got me all fucked up too.
PlayStation Showcase. Damn.
Oh, okay.
It was originally going to be in the news section,
Yeah.
but it got too big for its britches. So
Too
you know
big.
what?
This is what she said before Mike too. She's like, it got too big for its britches.
It got too big for its
She got
britches.
a little sass to me, like I was its britches or something. Like what the hell is going on? Before you start about these big announcements, so this is the how manyth showcase? Do they do this annually? I don't even know.
Well, they have the PlayStation State of Play, and then they have the
Right.
PlayStation Showcases.
Right.
So they're different?
They're different.
They're different.
And people announce things at the showcase. Do you watch every showcase, you think?
Usually, yeah.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Okay.
Bare minimum, get the highlights or something.
Got it.
Especially now because a lot of the showcases, this one was one of them, because we live in the great country of Japan, they
Yes.
all happen at 2, 3 a.m. for us.
Yeah, I mean, it's not like we need to watch it live. It's not like there's going to be breaking
Yeah.
news and we need to invest now. We don't have to. We don't have to
But
click
I don't
anything.
know. I like watching it live, and you got the chat, and you're all doing it together. I kind of
Yeah,
love it,
I
but
like
I'm not
the
going to do
idea.
it at 3 a.m.
No. Especially when we don't know what's being announced.
Right.
Yeah, it's not like we're not involved. So, so tell us about the PlayStation Showcase Volume 900
Volume 900 and 1.
and one.
So I think I'll start with the biggest announcement.
Okay.
Okay?
Yes.
So first of up is Spider-Man 2. We actually got to see more gameplay this time, and another villain was revealed.
Oh shit, Rhino
Right.
Boy,
Kraven the Hunter.
dude, Craven the Hunter.
I don't know that much about Spider-Man.
Spiderman? That's what they call Spider-Man in Spain. Shout out to Spain.
I really
Spiderman,
like
dude.
it when people say
Spiderman,
that.
dude. Yeah, yeah. So they announced the new. This is the first gameplay reveal, though.
I believe so, yeah.
Yeah, I think it was. I'm pretty sure, and it looks fantastic.
It looks amazing, and I don't even care about Spider-Man.
I want to.
Yeah. I heard the first one was absolutely amazing and so fun. It came out the same time as another game that less people cared about, but I cared a lot about. So I didn't play the first Spider-Man.
cool story, bro.
Yeah.
I guess that was like, I don't know, some dating sim with people that work at a shipyard.
I'd play that game.
Yeah, I know. Like they all have beards and eye patches, and they're like, "Yeah, would you like to go on a date?" Yeah. Okay, so yeah, Spider-Man 2 does look really phenomenal. I also didn't play the first one. I don't have a PS at all, so it's kind of hard in the first place. But I'm pretty jazzed about this. Like, I have been out of the loop on Spider-Man in general, but like this looks pretty cool.
Yeah. And it looks so beautiful. And the first one did as well. So it's
I feel
just
like there's a legacy of the Spider-Man games have, like, Sony has put a lot of money into developing them. Because if you think back to the PS2 game, like, that one was so fucking amazing.
Yeah,
and
even that one was beautiful.
Yeah, like even the PS1 game was really, really great. Yeah. So yeah, I think this one looks great, and I'm glad that they keep pouring money into there.
Right? Yeah, it's been amazing.
Yeah.
And the next big announcement was the Metal Gear Solid Snake Eater remake.
Snake Eater remake. Kinsey, did you play Snake Eater?
No.
Nice.
This has been like really great so far. I like how
Uh-huh.
So I knew we had to have the biggest announcements.
Yes.
But I have another section for our favorite announcements. And they could not be more opposite just because of the kind of gamer that I am.
Right.
And I think it's kind of funny.
Okay, so
where I'm like,
have you
we
played-
have to talk about the big ones,
How
right?
many
We
of
have
the
to.
Metal Gears have you played?
Maybe 2. I think Metal Gear Solid 4 and one of the GameCube ones, Twin Snakes. Is that on the GameCube? I think it's on the GameCube.
It sounds like you like turned it on and then was like, I played it, and then
Well,
turned
Metal
it
Gear
off.
Solid 4. The thing I remember the most about it is because like I got it. It came out on PS3,
Right.
And it was like was it a launch title? It might have been. It was close, and like so I didn't have that many games.
Right.
And I remember I sat through the like longest cutscene of my life, besides maybe like some of the Xenogears and like some of the other like. This is a long ass cutscene, and like that's what I remember the most about Metal Gear Solid 4.
Snake, it's me, Barry Boss, not Big Boss. It's a super double cross that I'm doing to you right now.
A lot of that rhymed. You should have rapped.
Yeah, I should have been a rabbit. Wait. You like that?
Is that like a bop it, but rapping?
Yeah. I'm glad I course corrected on that one. Yeah. Snake Eater looks pretty good. I guess. I also didn't play the original, so it was a little tough one. I played one and the one's on the fucking PSP.
And
So-
it sounds like this one will be like the first Metal Gear game, really, that Kojima's not really involved in.
Right. Wasn't he not involved in the last one? And that's why
Sure.
Kiefer Sutherland is the voice.
Oh, yeah. But like,
But what do we know? We don't even like the game series. It's cool and it's fun, and you should play it. Maybe.
yeah.
Yeah.
If you like Snake Eater, you'll probably like the remake,
Maybe, or it'll be worse.
or it'll be better.
I mean, yeah.
And the next stuff in
it's
the
one of
biggest
those.
announcements is PlayStation announced a new dedicated game streaming device named Project Q.
Yes. Project Q.
And it looks exactly like a DualSense controller with a screen in the middle. Kind of like a Switch.
Yeah, it is a Switch.
It reminds me the way like the DualSense controller still has the like little like legs on the side of the controller. It reminds me of like, do you remember that keyboard that came out for the GameCube
Yes, I
controller?
do. Yeah,
It's
yeah.
like the big long controller.
Yeah. Or the Dreamcast thing with
Yeah.
the keyboard in the middle or whatever.
Reminds me of that.
Yeah, it's pretty not pretty.
Yeah.
Well, I think it's ugly as hell. That's I think so it's a streaming device. It looks like a Switch, but you need to have a console. So I want to pose to you why they made this. Why do you think they make this? Because I have a theory.
I think it's to compete with the Switch, so that way you can take your PlayStation games on the go. For that's like the main thing, because it's only for streaming from your PlayStation 5.
So how could you stream it if you're on the go?
Wi-Fi. If you can I think maybe it could work that way, because like when they did that for the Vita,
Right.
you could as long as you were connected to Wi-Fi, it would sometimes work, even if you're not at your house.
So if you're on a plane,
plane Wi-Fi, oof,
so
absolutely not.
okay. So it's not purely a mobile device, because you can't just play it without pretty rock solid internet connection.
Yes, because
Probably.
in their commercial for or trailer for it, it said that the game had to be installed on your PS5 in order
Right.
to work. So that I don't know. I feel like sometimes people don't think about how much not all over the world has good internet.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like this would 100% not work where my
So
parents
who is this
live.
for?
Yeah. I guess it's for people as far as like sharing the TV goes. Like if you got kids or like roommates.
It doesn't
and
seem like-
one TV. But I think what really matters, I think, is how much this costs when they announce the price.
Right.
Because if it's not that much more than a controller, it will be more, obviously. But if it's like
Well, that's what it is for the most part.
$150,
Okay.
I think that would be fine for what it is.
But for who? Like, who
Yeah.
really is it for?
Yeah.
And so the reason I posed the question is I actually have a little theory.
Mm-hmm.
So I think this is Sony's way to tiptoe into full-on streaming games.
Oh. Uh-huh.
And I think, like, you already don't even own a PS5.
Not yet.
You know, but a lot, and I don't either. And like, this is not going to convert me to buy the PS5. It's not,
No.
because like I have a mobile gaming device and I have a PC. Why would I need to have the this weird in between? So I have a theory that this is actually for it's them tiptoeing into full on streaming for China.
Oh.
Because not the PS has not conquered China,
Oh, okay.
even though it's an open market over there.
Yeah.
And
And a lot of user base.
there's a lot of potential user base.
Yeah.
But the reason that like the PS hasn't done well over there is consoles don't do well, and TV consoles specifically.
Yeah. So this is a way to break away from the TV, but still have access to their whole PlayStation.
That's my theory.
Yeah.
That this is for China. This is not for us, even though it's like pretending to be. I think it's them like stepping in that direction because really there's a billion people over there that,
Just waiting to play their PlayStation games on the go.
or just a PlayStation game,
Yeah.
waiting to play a PlayStation game in the first place. I think this is actually, I think at some point they're going to, realistically, all these companies, they want to ditch consoles. They don't want you to,
Yeah.
they want you to buy from their marketplace, but not from, they don't want to have to manufacture something. They
Yeah.
want to spend less money. So that's my theory, that this is just their stepping in that direction. Because if they don't, somebody else will. Because like Stadia tried, they were in too soon.
Yeah. Poor Stadia. And same with Ouya.
These are all too
Yeah.
early, you
Yeah.
know, and like this is a way of like half stepping.
Yeah.
So it'd be like, oh, you have to have a console, and then eventually they're going to be like, oh, there's a firmware update. You just need the internet,
Yeah.
you know, or whatever. That's my theory. I can't see myself ever getting this, but I
Yeah.
don't know. I already love my Switch so much.
God,
It's so
I
perfect.
love my Switch.
Like, it is the console. It's great.
Yeah.
you
And
know?
like, because I feel like, I don't know, like I was saying, like internet's not great everywhere. And like, so streaming on a handheld device, like even like watching Netflix on my phone,
yeah,
it's not always perfect. Like,
yeah.
So without a hardwire connection, sometimes it can be a little rough. So we'll see.
It's that's why I think there's other motives
Yeah.
involved.
Yeah.
Like this is not me saying it's good or bad. I just mean like there's a long-term strategy involved here that has nothing to do with whether this is good or bad.
Right, because
You
if
know?
all this was to like start game streaming more,
Right.
they could have done it with the app on your phone. Like they could. There's a number of cheaper ways they could have done it, but they did it this way.
yeah, and
you know,
like Sony.
So that does make me think it could be something like what you're saying.
Yeah, and because Sony is a hardware company, and like they don't want to pay royalties to Apple.
Right.
Like of course not.
They're going to
No-
do their own thing.
Yeah, so they're trying to create their own marketplace. I think that's where I think they're going. That, you know, I think what the Vita tried that as well or whatever. Like I didn't follow all that era, but I think
Vita was awesome.
I think that like they've set a precedent, or the PSP Go tried that. Like,
Yep.
to me, it just makes sense that this is just the next step, and it's the safe next step because it probably doesn't cost them a lot of money compared to developing a full on new console.
Yep.
Let's get to the smaller ones.
Yeah. And next up, Kinsey's favorite.
Kinsey's favorites.
Because I did have quite a few favorites, and none of them were the biggest announcements.
Sure. Yes.
So, first of all, almost there.
Yes.
I'm very close.
Yes.
Cat Quest, Pirates of the Caribbean.
Tell me about Cat Quest.
So, okay,
Okay.
first off,
Before we get to the best part.
I am a big Cat Quest fan.
Okay, I don't know.
played Cat Quest 1.
What is it?
And I played Cat
But
Quest 2.
I don't actually know what it is. I literally don't know.
It's like a 3D adventure game, Zelda-like.
Oh, okay.
And like, so the first one was Cat Quest. The second one was Cat Quest 2 that had dogs. Like half the game is on the cat island and half the game is on the dog island, and it's co-op, and the second player can
What
be
was
the dog.
what was the name of that one? Cat Quest 2 Dog Day Afternoon or like like what was it?
I have no idea.
Oh, okay.
It was Cat Quest 2.
Okay.
Dogs of Yore.
All dogs go to
Oh yeah, but I really enjoy the Cat Quest games.
yeah.
They're really fun. They're the kind of game that like you keep getting like powers and like leveling up your character and all of that. Like,
Yeah.
and you get like different. I believe they were outfit based, and then like this one can make you float, or this one can give you this
Sick.
power. This one makes you really strong.
Yeah.
So it does that thing in games that I love. That if you get all the things,
Yes.
which you don't necessarily need to get all the things to beat it, but if you get all the things, you're like unstoppable.
You're immovable force.
And I love it. You know, like if I work hard to get all these things, I don't mind that it feels easy. You know what I mean? I'm just
Sure.
like, no,
Well,
fuck it.
you've
Zap,
earned
zap,
it.
zap,
You've
zap,
earned
zap,
it,
zap,
right?
zap. Yeah.
Yeah.
And it's like such a good feeling. And this game does that really well. And I didn't even know there was going to be a third one until this PlayStation Showcase.
Sure. So this
And-
was a surprise.
Yeah. And so it was basically like, what the fuck? Cat Quest!
Right.
Yes! You know? And the cherry on top.
The cherry on top. The only part that actually I'm interested in. Very interested in.
When the trailer started,
Yes.
there's a narrator.
Yes.
And I was like, I actually like hit pause on the video, like, hold up.
Yeah.
Is that Matt Berry?
Yes. World-renowned British comedic actor Matt Berry,
Yeah.
known for
Known for, oh man, a lot of things. Toast of London.
A Toast of London. Mm-hmm. Go on.
The next Toast of London.
I'd
What We Do in the Shadows
What
is
We Do-
probably the most well-known at
internationally,
this point,
I would say.
internationally
Yeah.
well-known.
Yeah. So he's also in a Star Wars.
He's in a Star Wars. Yes, he's
well-
in. Is it Book of Boba Fett?
I
he plays
wouldn't
one of
know.
the servant robots. I think it's Book of Boba Fett.
Yeah, he's from the IT Crowd and like just like a legendary comic, and he's got a very standout voice, and that also was a great way to pull in the super fans like myself.
Yeah.
I sort of want to watch someone else play the game just so I can hear the voice if the voice is in the game.
I really hope it's in the game and not just in the trailer. But I have a sneaky suspicion it's probably just the trailer.
Yes.
But that
Oh,
would
could
be,
be.
it would be amazing.
He's got a very theatrical voice. Yeah, so, yeah. You should definitely check out some Matt Berry. Give that man a little listen real quick. What else are you invested in?
So also a new game by the creator of Gris, which is like the like very watercolor like Devolver game that came out a few
Yeah.
years ago, and it was absolutely beautiful and amazing. The art was stunning. The story was very moving. It was great. It was a great
Yeah.
game. But they announced a new game called Neva. Neva? Fuck.
Doesn't matter.
Fuck.
NEVA.
It's the Gris all over again.
Yeah. Is it really Gris?
It's Gris
Oh, then why'd you say Gris?
because it's Gris.
Hell
up
yeah,
here.
dude. Hell yeah. So that never, baby.
Yeah, because it was funny. I was actually talking to the devs because when Gris came out or was about to come out, it was when I was working with Devolver at events. And so I was talking to the guy and I was like, how do you say it? How do you say it Gris? And he's like, technically it's Gris. He's like, but I mean, I don't care. Want to say Gris? Say Gris. And I was like, really?
Potato, tomato.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Like,
Yeah.
and it also looks beautiful. I don't
Looks
know
good.
that much about it yet, but the trailer, I was like blown away. I was like, oh my gosh, this is absolutely beautiful.
Sick, dude.
So I'm really excited.
I'm not familiar with that one. So.
And then the next one,
Yeah.
I'm also very excited
whoa,
about.
dude, chill out.
Very excited.
All right.
Okay.
Goodness.
So,
Yeah.
if you have followed me on the internet for any period of time, you know that one of my favorite indie games is Night in the Woods.
I didn't know that, and I followed you for quite some time. Did not know that. I would have assumed just because you're,
I tried to talk about it in a video once on my YouTube channel years and years ago, and I just broke down crying in the middle of the video.
Because
it's so touching and good. It's an excellent game. Excellent game. And
yes.
And it has a really like definitive art style.
It's definitive. It's the only art style.
It's the wrong word.
It's the last art style.
A very recognizable art style.
Definitive art style. Hell yeah. Hell yeah.
And this new game also has the same art style, and it looks beautiful. It's called Revenant Hill.
Okay.
And what I really like about it is it kind of looks like a mixture of like similar Night in the Woods feel, but also it reminded me a lot of Over the Garden Wall. It had a lot of that like autumny kind of overtones, and like it just like looked like something I would really like.
Right.
And if you haven't seen Over the Garden Wall, it is excellent, and Elijah Wood's in it.
I don't like him, but she does.
It's a pretty good show.
Yeah.
It's funny, when I first heard it, I didn't know it was Elijah Wood, and I didn't necessarily like it wasn't like a Matt Berry situation like where I stopped it and I was like, that's Elijah Wood.
Well,
Took me a sec.
It's a little less. Well, I mean, Matt Berry's like, hello, like that's a bit of a different thing. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, that's pretty cool.
Also looks excellent. Still don't know that much about it because it was just the reveal trailer, but looks great. I'm really excited about it. And the last thing I have on Kinsey's favorites is, goddamn, speaking of names that are hard to say. So Towers of Agaspa?
Agasaba.
Agasaba?
Yo, let me get some of that Agasaba, baby. What's up?
It's got to be Agasaba, right?
Why?
I don't know.
Agasaba.
Have you ever read a fantasy book? Okay, I'm reading a fantasy book, and when you're like reading in your head,
What's up,
and like fantasy books have like wild names. So you're
give
like,
me one.
And they went to the mountain of, and then pulled the sword from the stone. Like, do you ever gloss over the weird names?
Yeah,
or do you try to say them? Or do you end up saying it in your head where it's not right, even with the way it's spelled, but that is now the character's name?
Yeah. Listen, I read all of the Star Wars extended universe novels up until the new movies came out, and they were all like Shizor with an X, a bunch of X's. Get out of here with that shit. Of course, like no, but yes, Agasaba looks right to me. What's up, Agasaba? Towers of Agasaba.
Agasaba.
Nah, it's gonna be Agasaba. Like it's gonna be some redneck at the very top, and he's cooking at the top. Come on to Agasaba Tower, baby. What is it?
It looks really promising to me because it looks like kind of a Breath of the Wild like, because in the trailer it shows the like paraglider.
Yeah.
And I think the paraglider was like such a game changer because now when I play a game that doesn't have it, I'm like, oh.
You uninstall
if
it
I'm
right
like
away.
I'm up on a cliff and I'm like, I wish I could go down there. I could if I had a paraglider.
But you don't.
And it just looks really, really cool, and I'm excited to hear more about it.
Yeah, it does look pretty nice. I'm not sure it looks like a game for me, but it does look really, really nice, and like it looks like a Kinsey game all day,
right?
Like, for sure. Like, you get to run from east to west all fucking day. For me, Kinsey, the thing that was most exciting was Marathon. That was
yeah.
So I play first person shooters, but I also played Marathon back in the day. I got a Mac, my first one in '99 or something like that, and Marathon was on there.
Yeah,
that's all there was for first person shooters, and so I played all of those, and they're pretty great. It's just better Doom. It's just better Quake.
Is that one of the like Bungie originals, kind of like Myth?
Yeah.
That's awesome.
It's so this there was not, you couldn't glean anything from this trailer. This was just a cinematic thing, but I'm excited for the prospect. Because I think I'm sure Bungie has been like sitting on this IP for quite some time,
right?
Trying to figure out, now that they're detached from Microsoft, how can they make Halo money? Yeah, that's really what it is, and I'm glad they are. So because I think Bungie is a hyper talented group of people, and now that they don't have to abide the Halo rules, like they could maybe do something kind of that's different. I think. Yeah, I hope.
Yeah, and like, I don't know much about Marathon as like any sort of legacy,
Sure.
but I really did like the aesthetics.
Yeah, it pops, right?
Yeah, it pops. It looks really cool.
It definitely has an aesthetic, like that stands the fuck out, and it's very definitive.
Yeah,
Even
definitive.
Yeah.
And I think one of my favorite parts.
Yes.
And I just like this because I'm Kinsey,
Uh-oh.
but it was
Go
either
ahead.
during the PlayStation Showcase or right after.
Yes.
Xbox did a cheeky little tweet.
Cheeky little tweet.
What
What was their tweet?
And it was
Bird?
basically like coming soon to Xbox, and it was almost every title that was in the PlayStation Showcase.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay. So now you're opening up a little bit of a conversation here, because that was a great tweet they did.
Yeah.
It was really funny, and it was also it did. I'm going to use the word showcase. It showcased the fact that consoles aren't doing a lot of exclusives. And it's everything kind of agnostic at this point, and you no matter where you buy, you can get it somewhere else.
Yeah.
For the most part.
Because during the showcase, I was they announced the release date for Assassin's Creed Mirage,
Right.
and I'm very excited for that game. And I did have this moment where I was like, oh, I don't have a PS5, and then I was like, wait,
oh, right, yeah.
I have an Xbox.
I have anything else.
Yeah. So I'll be fine. Fine.
Yeah. So that tweet reminded me that both of their consoles don't really have an identity right now, and I hope they can grow into being like a Sony. If you buy a Sony, you get this kind of game.
Yeah, because I remember, PlayStation 1 era, even PlayStation 2 era,
Sure.
Sony systems was where you went for amazing RPGs. So my brain
Sure.
still thinks that a lot of the time. I mean, granted, Final Fantasy 16 is a PlayStation exclusive.
Yeah.
But I don't really have that feeling
That's
anymore.
one game, though,
That's
as
one
opposed
game
to,
as a library of games.
PlayStation 1, it was all RPGs.
Yeah. Yeah, and that's what I thought of. And
Sure.
when the Xbox came out, I more or less thought of it as racing and shooters for the original Xbox.
Yeah, absolutely.
Even though a decent amount of at least the racing games, a lot of them were also on PlayStation, but at least it
had the feel, right?
It had that feel.
It had the feel the PlayStation had the feel of this is for teenagers, and then Xbox had the feel for this is for sporty people.
Yeah.
For that or
Yeah.
whatever. That's the vibe I got. Fratty or whatever the shit. I know what you're saying, and I wish they would. Now it just feels like, well, I used to like PlayStation 2, so I'll get PlayStation 5.
Yeah.
It doesn't feel like here's the identity of what they're actually doing.
Yeah.
So here's hoping that maybe they can get that identity.
Yeah, bring back that sweet PlayStation RPG library.
Something.
I don't have as much time anymore, but I will play some of them.
Especially if their name is Breath of the Wild.
Breath of the I did see that when some news sites were talking about the towers of Agasaba, that they called it a Breath of the Wild like.
Yeah.
And I was like,
Ruh-roh.
this is a thing. It's a thing now. It's a thing now. Because, they kind of said that about, Genshin Impact and stuff. But,
Sure.
this is a game that actually looked like something I might want to play. So, Breath of the Wild like.
Breath of the Wild like. That's a pretty weird phrase.
Right?
Yeah.
Right? And it's mouthy. It's, kind of long.
No.
Hello, and it's time for another episode of Play This Shit, where I, Dan Gorman, one of your trusty Chew High Labs Discord moderators, tells you the games that you should be playing. Today, I'm talking about Just Skii Plus, a difficult, minimalist, one more try physics game made by a single developer. You slide your mouse up and down to control your skier's posture, using that to initiate jumps, stick the landings. The ultimate goal of this game is to get to the cabin at the end of the hill. This reminds me a lot of this old game I used to play called Ski Stunt Simulator. It was a Java game you used to play in your browser. The only way you can control your skier is just by moving the mouse up to have them stand up or down to crouch. It's a simple mechanic, but it's hard to master. You will find yourself not understanding it at first, but as you get some patience around it, you'll find it is perfect. It allows so much control in such a simple way. And it's just really cool. I love games like this that are just super simple, super hard. You just want to play it over and over again. You want to get kind of that momentum, spin faster, figure out how to, extend yourself to slow spins down and land perfectly. This is really great. It's free on Steam, so go check it out. Just Skii Plus. Free on Steam. How can you beat it? Made by a single developer. Play this shit. Play good games. Check us out on Discord in the Chew High Labs Discord room server, and we'll see you there. Bye.
And now it's time for the news.
The news. Hold on. Kinsey, you told me that I'm going to hate this news a lot. And I haven't looked at it. And,
Maybe not a lot, but
well.
it's in the vein
All right,
of things I love, Mark hates.
Right. Okay. Hit it.
Okay. It's no Tunnels and Trolls, though, man. I'll never top that.
Like that. Well, that was a win for everybody. We all
go
felt
catch
good.
last week's? Yeah,
Yes,
last week's episode.
Tunnels and Trolls, the best news ever.
I'll have to scrounge for another update article on that at some point because I'm sure it's not. I found it in one place, so
If you work at anything to do with Tunnels and Trolls, or if you know anybody, tell them to get in contact with us. We need guests from Tunnels and Trolls.
We need it.
I think Kinsey and I are about to be super fans on some shit we don't even know. Okay, like that's how much we like that
I'm
news.
so excited.
What is going on in news today, Kinsey Burke?
Today,
Yes.
in news.
Yes.
The news. Tokyo is celebrating the release of Street Fighter 6 in the most Japan way.
Tokyo, the city of Tokyo.
With the Street Fighter 6 cafe.
Oh yeah, that makes sense.
You get a bunch of themed food and drinks. There's a ton of themed food and drinks, like E Honda's Chanko Nabe.
Uh-huh.
My personal favorite is Guile's favorite blend coffee is what it's called.
Okay.
But it looks like literal black diner coffee.
Right.
It's just a cup of black coffee. And
with
it's
American flags in it or
600
something
yen.
like that.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, hold on. Stop.
Guile's his favorite blend
where-
of coffee.
Yeah. Continue, please. I'm already confused, but yeah.
And
Continue.
there's also a very adorable Blanca-chan cake.
Okay.
Where it's like his little doll that he has, and it's so fucking cute. Oh my god. And a bunch of other things. There's
Sure.
exclusive coasters, posters, swizzle sticks, and more, because of course there is. And the cafe is located at the Paselabo
Paselabo named
Tower in
Agasaba.
Shinjuku. And we'll be running through June 30th. And if you want to go, make sure to make your reservations like yesterday.
That
I love
is-
themed anything. And there's
Yeah.
There's
I-
like a million themed drinks. Oh my gosh, it
All
looks
right.
like a lot of fun.
So I'm not sure if I'm not looking at the news. I'm not sure if this was what you thought I would hate. You think I would hate this?
Maybe.
So I don't like it, but I will. Here's what I'm confused by. You said the words Tokyo is celebrating.
Yeah.
The city of Tokyo is celebrating. Not this is an advertisement, not a celebration. But also, what is? Are there flags all over? Is it Street Fighter month?
I think there's probably something in like Shibuya. They almost always, when a giant game comes out, there's usually some advertisement there.
Right.
But I think that's been taken up by Tears of the Kingdom, to be honest.
Yeah, I imagine.
But there is a Street Fighter cafe, which is cool.
Right. How many of the cafes have you been to?
2.
Which ones?
I've been to the Square Enix cafe when it was the World Ends With You themed. And I've been to the Pokemon Cafe in Tokyo. And I guess I did go to the Alice in Wonderland Cafe, which is not game related. Oh, and when I went to Fukuoka, I saw the Kirby Cafe. But I tried to get reservations there ahead of time, but they were like so booked out. That was like not going to happen.
Right.
But I did look in the window like a sad child.
If I had seen you looking in as a sad child from the outside,
I'm,
I
like,
would
crying
and
and
I would have been
screaming.
I would have been like the happy child. I'm like, look, like that's great.
But everything looks so cute. And I love a good theme.
Even for products you don't buy, like Street Fighter,
Yeah.
you would go to if you could get a reservation.
Yeah, I mean, from here, I don't think I'd pay for the train to go up to Tokyo. But if it was like in Osaka, hell yeah, I'd try to go.
Have you been to all the themed ones in Osaka that
No.
are there right now?
I got a few more.
Okay.
There's like the Gudetama Cafe I haven't been to, and there's the Final Fantasy 14 Cafe.
And that's the cafe update. All right,
And
hit me with the next one.
Next one.
Yes.
Did fans uncover a secret leveling system inside Tears of the Kingdom?
They sure did. I don't know. Hit me with it.
Data miners had previously found evidence of something like this existed in Breath of the Wild.
Okay.
And now fans think that the latest in the series also has it. So YouTuber Austin John Plays recently released a video where he talks about the details of the system, like Link getting secret XP for defeating enemies, and it will level up Hyrule, meaning like instead of like the blue bokoblins, you'll now see more black or white ones that are a lot more difficult, and what you find in the random chests is a little bit better. So the world levels up. Even though there's nothing on the screen that tells you what level Link is, there's no XP meter, no nothing. But it's all behind the scenes leveling up.
That's all leveling is in the first place.
I do like good stats. I like seeing stats. I guess that's what separates Zelda from an RPG, though, because it's not really an RPG.
No.
You know, so like, God, I really like stats, though.
So here's the deal, little lady. The game already does this.
I know.
Especially the first one, like Breath of the Wild. Like when you beat the game, it's harder.
Yeah, and like all the enemies are I haven't seen a red like bokoblin in like forever. Like the weakest one, basically. I guess he's brown. Whatever.
Right.
The weakest one. I haven't seen him in forever, and all of a sudden there's way more of the like black ones. I haven't seen any silver ones yet, but like.
Is that the premium?
Yeah.
Got it. Are they going to get...
So the world is leveling up around me, even though I am not outwardly leveling up. But it's kind of cool,
Right.
and it makes total sense, because how else do you have such a big open world game like this feel
Right.
like you're progressing?
Yeah, especially when you return back to some place you've been before, like, and it's the same red, easy enemy. This is now you have a powerful sword. This is the way they can fuck with that.
Yeah.
That's
So
cool.
it's kind of cool, and that people are kind of more uncovering it. And if we can get any more details about this from more data miners or YouTubers who can figure this out, that'd be awesome. Just because I like hearing about, behind the scenes systems or behind the thing, because things like Zelda, overall, it's a relatively simplistic game.
Sure.
Find stuff, use stuff, do adventure.
Yeah.
And so to have all these like background systems is really cool to find out. Like,
Right.
does he get XP every time he defeats an enemy? And like, I read another article that was saying like, if you defeat any of the big bosses in the world, like the Gleeoks or the Hinoxes and all the big ones where their life bar comes on the screen.
Sure.
Those are worth like hella XP, and you can level up the world faster.
But why would you want to?
I guess if you want more of the random gear to be better.
Right.
That you find, because at this point I think I'm in that in-betweeny stage, because I find gear all the time, and I don't really like opening up a treasure chest and then not taking it, because then it like closes again,
And then you don't know if you took it.
Yeah.
Right.
And like, but so many times it's a shield that I'm like,
Some shit.
nah, I don't want that.
Right.
So I guess that would make sense, because I haven't really beat that many of the big bosses. I think I fought like 2 Hinoxes, and I have run away from quite a few Gleeoks.
Right.
But like, that's kind of interesting, like trying to figure out how to make the game harder overall just by being like, okay, today I'm going to go after all the bosses or whatever and just level up the world, if that's actually how it works. But I think that's like super interesting.
Sure. I feel like a lot of RPGs do this.
Yeah.
Like they scale the whole world. Like
Yeah.
Final Fantasy Tactics, like if you level up, the enemies level up.
Right.
Like it all scales, like it coordinates with you. And this is just an easy way of like, if you beat that type of boss, then they know you're prepared to face more frequent and harder enemies.
Yep. Just I feel like in a lot of RPGs it's very like blatant. Like you are leveling up. There's a level up gauge. You are level 34.
Sure.
And just I don't know. It's cool.
Yeah, you like it when it doesn't say 34 and then your enemy says 34. Is
Like
what you're saying.
game design, man.
Game design. Yeah, they just remove the number, and it's it is cool.
Yeah.
I like secret scaling games. I like
It just makes it feel like natural progression.
yeah. I'm a big fan of this.
Yeah, it's really cool. And now it's time for Call Me Up, where we answer your questions from Discord. If you ever want to ask us a question, go on over to the Chew High Labs Discord. Also, talk to us there, because it's a really fun community and everyone there is awesome. But if you're going to ask us a question, scroll down because you probably have a smaller monitor like me, and go to the Call Me Up, ask your question there, and then we might answer it on the podcast.
Ask your question
And
there. And
I was like, how can I make this longer and more confusing?
yeah, that was good. I'm very grateful you did. You really go to our damn Discord, all right, and ask us some damn questions. Kinsey Burke, what is the first question?
The first question is from Squidpo Quo. And what do you tend to look for when you visit a hard off/book off? And what do you think is the best value at those kind of places? It's an excellent question.
It is it's great because we're both going to have some pretty different answers. I'm going to let you go first because you do both of those stores. I only do one.
I do both of those stores.
Yep.
And I don't know. I kind of like, it depends on what kind of mood I'm in. Because sometimes I go and I'm like, I am game hunting. I'm looking at games. I'm buying games.
Right.
I want, I'm looking for this 64 game. If I don't find it, I'm also looking for this controller or whatever. Sometimes
Okay.
I have a plan. Sometimes I don't have a plan.
Okay.
And then I just kind of wander and I look at the games. I look at the anime figures. And I really like looking at the musical instruments at Hard Off, even though I will never buy any of them because I am not super musical. But I like looking at them.
Right.
And I think the best value, if you like manga, that manga's hella cheap.
That's the best value?
I think, yeah. I mean, if you're like looking
Of
for
all
like,
things,
if
I-
you're-
like,
it depends
that's
on
a
how you think about
curveball.
value. Are you thinking like this is like cheap?
But aren't they
and I
cheap to
want it?
begin with? Like,
Some of them, not all of them.
but like for like $1 a month, couldn't I just get all those manga on some device?
Probably more than $1 a month.
Okay, but like from a
And
value
especially
perspective,
if you buy them, sometimes at these they have like the entire set of manga, all like saran wrapped together,
right?
and those are usually like a screaming deal.
How many of those have you purchased because of the what's the word? Best value.
I haven't got any of them because I
Huh.
never know how to get them all home. It's like a whole series of
Great value. like 900 books that you won't read. All right.
But it depends on what you think of value. Do you think of it as a cheap thing that you can buy and you can have, or do you think of it as like a cheap thing that you can buy?
I think that's what he's asking
That's
you.
worth a lot more money.
Well, what do you actually buy? What do
I-
you get for the value?
I usually-
because you don't get manga.
I buy some manga. I'm slowly working my way through getting the Dragon Ball. And I've been trying to get into more like horror manga because I really like
What number are you up to in Dragon Ball?
well, it's all in Japanese, so I'm very slow. I'm
What
almost
book
I'm
have you
almost done
purchased?
with book 1. I have books 1 through 4.
Okay.
It's very slow burn because
Yeah.
it's all in Japanese.
So
fun
it's
practice,
a good
though.
value. It's
Good-
real
good
good value. You spent money and you have not looked at them. Great. What do you actually buy? Damn it! What do you actually go there for?
Video games.
Yeah. And what do you actually tend to look for?
They're always so different with what they have, so it's more just like looking through everything and getting what I think is a good
Right.
deal. But I did go to a recycle shop the other day, and it wasn't a hard off or a book off. It was an independent.
Sure.
Okay. They had like a few games. I grabbed a couple because they didn't have prices on them.
Right.
So in the U.S., as a game doesn't have prices on it, I'm like, ugh, they're gonna like look it up on eBay as they sell it to
Yeah,
me.
yeah,
You know what
yeah.
I mean? So I only grabbed 3 games.
Okay.
Snowboard Kids was one of them.
There you go.
Yes, Snowboard Kids, Chrono Cross, and Persona 1.
Okay.
And I was really excited. And I was like, okay, these are good games. I'm going to buy them. And I went up to the front, and he like looked, and he's like, 300 yen. And I was like, what the fuck? I almost was like, like the deal hunter in me wanted to go back and be like, put all these games in my fucking basket. I'm going to buy all of them.
Don't they cost that much money at the game store? Aren't they? It's like so hella cheap for all these things anyway.
Not really anymore. They're like starting to be like real prices.
So why don't you go to the game stores and buy them all tomorrow because you're preparing for the real prices?
I mean, I probably should have bought all of them because also this independent store had a lot of RPGs, and those are harder to sell in Japanese.
Sure.
Because it's way more
Obviously.
reading.
Yeah.
But at the same time, I was like, hold up, wait, all of these are 100 yen?
And
I
yet you didn't-
should have gone back and bought them all. I only bought 3.
Right. Yeah. Okay.
But I do like looking at video games at Hard Off and Book Off.
We-
What do
we-
you look for?
Oh, I go. Okay. Mine's way easier. Like, all right, I don't go to Book Off at all. I don't like Book Off.
Book Offs, I feel like, are very hit or miss. Some are really good. Some are not very good.
Could be. I just don't like any of the products they sell, just kind of in general. A Hard Off, the other part of their chain, there's the Book Off, Hard Off, and
Hobby Off.
Hobby Off, and
House
then
Off.
House Off. There, yeah.
Off
I think-
House.
Off House, yeah. And then there's like Off King, which is like when it has all of them in one.
Oh,
building.
the Super Bazaar.
Then they have a lot of brands.
Yeah.
Go to their
I think
website.
Hard Off and Hobby Off are the best ones, personally.
Well, I don't care about model trains so much, or a model tree, so I don't go to Hobby Off
Well, Hobby Off
Or-
sometimes
or Magic cards.
has games and stuff too.
or Magic cards.
There's a lot of Magic cards at Hobby Off.
Yeah, or Pokemon cards. So I don't ever go to that store either. I go to the junk section in Hard Off.
Oh, the junk section's the best
It's
section.
the only section I go to. There's a section called, it says in English or in katakana, junk, really big in the corner, and they have a sign that says you can test it, but we don't know if it works.
Yeah.
And I've bought a lot of shit, and
Me too.
70% of it has worked.
Yeah, I think.
And,
Yeah,
like
me too.
I have bought like old vintage Super 8 cameras for like $1, and these are things that on eBay are like hundreds of dollars, and I've got like these are like hyper niche bullshit things that like
Yeah.
you either know what it is and you love it, or you think it's a piece of junk.
I bought a in-box power glove in the junk section once.
Oh, right.
On one of my trips here,
That's funny.
and it was like 500 yen,
Right.
and it worked.
Cool.
And then I sold it for a lot more than 500
That's
yen
good.
when I moved.
That's good. Yeah. Like in the junk section, you'll often find, like the Hard Off I go to, you'll often find hundreds of PlayStation 1s. Hundreds. And they're 200 yen, 300 yen, for a unit. Like there was one store that had, I'm not joking when I say 70 PlayStation 1s.
Damn.
And they were trying to sell them like buy one, get one free.
I want to get one free PlayStations.
Like, what do you need all those for? However, I would want to make like a throne out of them or something.
Ooh, PlayStation 1 throne.
or something.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I go to the junk section and I buy all sorts of weird. My house is filled with garbage. Just
So I
filled-
guess what's the best value is the junk section.
I
That's
think
the answer.
I think it is the answer.
Yeah, that's the
don't
answer.
please don't go. No, stop.
Yeah.
Like, leave that for us. All right. Like I want my Super 8 cameras. Okay, leave me alone. Yeah.
Junk sections are
Yeah.
great. They're treasure troves.
And the next question is from our friend and Discord mod Steven. Best whiskey cocktail, Kinsey Burke.
So as you know,
You love whiskey cocktails.
I love whiskey cocktails. No, I don't. But whiskey sour.
I mean, it's a good.
It's a good, solid choice,
a
and I like them. Which is, I don't like that many whiskey cocktails. So
Do you not like you don't like spirits in general? Like,
I go back and forth.
okay, I mean,
I'm more of a vodka tequila person when it comes to cocktails.
yeah, whiskey cocktail.
Whiskey
I like,
sour.
I like Manhattans. I like, I love old fashions. I think those are god tier, but you can only have one or two because you'll be shit fucked. I love whiskey. Anything, but I'm not a Scotch fan, so that has to be out of the equation. As long as it's not Scotch, I can drink it.
Nice.
Next question is from
Alex kind of cares. First question: which Legend of Zelda is the best game and why?
Okay, Alex, we gotta stop you. We did a whole episode on this last week. All right, so we're gonna change your question up a little bit. Kinsey likes 3D Zeldas. I like 2D Zeldas. So I'm gonna change the question to which 2D Legend of Zelda is your favorite? Which 3D is my favorite? So Kinsey, what's your favorite 2D Legend of Zelda?
2D Legend of Zelda. My favorite would be Link to the Past.
Link to the Past.
I was like trying to be like, oh, is it like one of the GBA ones? Because those are really great. And I was like, no, let's be real. It's Link to the Past.
Well, I mean, the GBA is Minish Cap.
which is great.
It's very good, but it's not even close. The Game Boy Color, those ones are really good. The
Yeah.
Oracles and Oracle Seasons and whatever.
Ages.
Those are very good, but they're not as good
Link's
as
Awakening
They're not
is
as good
also
as
really
Link's
good.
Awakening, which is they're not as good as
Link to the Past. I mean, that's the answer.
It is the correct
Yeah.
answer. Okay.
What's your favorite 3D
so
Zelda?
I'm gonna throw a little. It's not Breath of the Wild.
That's what I assumed you was going to say.
No, it's Phantom Hourglass. And is that considered 3D?
Yeah,
I'm going to
yeah,
consider
yeah.
it 3D.
I think it is.
I think the two DS games are really underrated. They're the better Wind Waker. I think Wind Waker is pretty good.
Them's fighting words.
No, I mean it's just like more refined because there's a lot of moments in Wind Waker that like when you're traveling from island to island where you're like, this takes fucking forever.
Yeah, I mean it does.
It does, and like this kind of refines that. It's like, all right, here's a way to skip a lot of the things. And I think Phantom Hourglass is really cute, and I wish they would go back to quirky Link.
Yeah, I kind of miss the cartoony, quirky Link.
Yeah,
I
like-
really liked Wind Waker, and I liked Phantom Hourglass and Spirit Tracks, and
Right.
like.
Yeah, I think those are all. I think Spirit Tracks is probably the best, but the ones I've played the most, I would say Phantom Hourglass. So that one's gonna be mine.
That's a good answer.
Yeah.
And then Alex Kind of Cares, second question, unrelated to the
Okay.
first question. What is your favorite part about summertime in Japan? And it is not the rain or the humidity for me, because it sucks. I think maybe Matsuris. There's a lot more like festivals that happen because there's like the fireworks festival in a lot of lake cities. There is our huge Gion Matsuri.
Right.
And Bit Summit. I think of Bit Summit when I think of summertime in Japan. What you got?
I'm a beach bum.
Oh, I do like going to like the beach and
Yeah,
the lake.
I'll go to the beach like 50 times over the summer, so it's easy.
I need to do that more this year. I only went swimming once last summer, and that was a mistake.
Yeah, it's super great. It's super weird because I have tattoos, and there are all these signs, and it'll be like no tattoos, and then I'll get pushed over to the place where the tattoo people can go, and it's all these like super fine people. Yeah. I'm like, this is great. Thank you for kicking me out. This is way better than sitting with those dorks over there. Beach bum done, easy.
Yeah, excellent. And that's all the time we have for today. Thank you so much for listening. And as always, Carve Snowboarding is out right now on Oculus Quest. Halloween Forever is available right now on the Nintendo eShop. And you can buy Curse to Golf on pretty much every platform.
Pretty much. You can't buy it on the Ouya. You
The
cannot.
Ouya, yeah.
Cannot buy it on.
Can't buy anything on the Ouya.
You can't buy it on the Apple Watch. But everything else, you can get it.
It'd be
as
pretty
far-
sweet. You're just sitting there playing some golf on the tipping
Hole
taps.
in one. Yeah.
And you can buy our merch right now at theyeti.com/ChewHighLabs. And Mark Lentz, where can people find you on the interwebs?
Well, oh shit, I got some of our merch right here, which you can buy at theyeti.com/ChewHighLabs. You can find me at twitter.com/thehenrydemos. Where can people find you, Kinsey Bork?
You can find me at Kinzilla, KNSZILLA, on all the things. And of course, you can find Chew High Labs at Chew High Labs on all the things. Follow us on Twitter for all the latest Chew High Labs goings-ons.
Goings-ons.
And as always, huge thank you to Tokyo Beat, and thank you to you for listening, because you are legally the best. We'll see you in 2 weeks. Bye.
Bye.